22-year-old German phenom walked into the main event and squared off against Daniel Negreanu.
Fedor's in the button against an open raise. Black call. Off to the flop. Check. He bet half the pot. Call. The turn. 6 of spades. Check. Check. River the queen. He keep checking. Bet.
Against Fedor's, what would you do?
Fold.
Fedor had king 8 of diamonds. It was a bluff.
Oh my God, sick.
Instead of folding, Fedor Holz smooth called pocket tens from the big blind and the room fell silent. Could this quiet newcomer shake the poker brat himself?
Close to 33 million. And he's got a real shot here tonight in second chip position.
People must think you're so rich when they look up your name online and they're like, whoa, he's won $31 million. Like, you know, as if we got to keep every single cent we ever won in a poker tournament.
Good point. But not only does he have that, but he has endorsements and things like that.
Yep.
That go to a few top players like him. So maybe he is very rich. Who knows? He's happy at the table, that's for sure. And right now, he's raised with ace-jack. A couple folds. Into his old nemesis, Fedor, 22-year-old with just a 6-4. He's going to slop around.
Yeah, Fedor doesn't do very much folding in the big blind, getting excellent odds. And here, he flops second pair on king 4-3, so a nice-looking flop for his hand. Daniel has whiffed here, but likely believes himself to still be in front.
Yep, he'll find out. Continuation bet of 150. And the Austrian looking over that board. Yes, you can afford it. He makes this call. To the discomfort of Daniel. Going to the turn. It's a 5.
Good looking card for Fedor Holz, who picks up an open-ended straight draw to go along with his pair. Daniel now with a gut shot to the deuce, but that card would spell disaster for him because Fedor would have a higher straight.
And they both check. Daniel wisely slowing down, hoping to hit something special on the river. Not to be. 9 of spades.
Not a card that's likely to produce much action from either player. Fedor will check, Daniel will check behind, and Fedor will win this pot.
No pair here. Good thing a deuce didn't come.
Well, that's the problem with making almost a min raise before the flop. You do that because the blinds are so big, but sometimes it backfires because you can't muscle a guy out that's already got some...
But he wasn't done yet. Facing 2 pros, Byron Keverman and Rick Salomon, who had gambled on pocket aces and kings, he set back in with those same tens, called down twice, sending both to the rail in one move. Talk about turning the tables.
Time extension. If he can find a call here, he's got a chance for a double knockout.
Does he put Byron on an ace, do you think? And now they're sharing aces of some sort? Would you go that far?
I mean, that's certainly, you know, but I don't know. That's probably one of those 50-50 things where, sure, Byron has an ace, but he could also
have a pocket
king,
pair.
queen, he could have a pocket pair. Yeah. Maybe there's a 30% chance he has an ace, but that influences the decision.
What a play by Rick Solomon here.
And there's just so much going on here. Wow, I think...
Byron's not feeling good about his hand right now. That's one thing.
I think Fedor has to probably fold here for 18.8 million because he still has enough chips to come back and win this. Or does he want to gamble? Oh my goodness, this is great drama. I love it.
So Fedor's already put in the
10.5 million.
10 million, okay.
There, if you're ever going to use 3 or 4 time extensions, this is the time. Wow.
All right, let's see if the Wonderkind can figure this one out.
Does he have a king?
Done it so often for so many years.
Or does he have an ace? Fedor, that's what he's asking himself. Does he have a king, or does he have an ace with his ace of hearts? 10 seconds. If he thinks he has a king, he may, obviously should call.
This is worthy of another time extension, I would think.
What a hand. Oh my goodness. And I just wonder if the ace of hearts wasn't exposed, if Fedor would even be thinking this long. He probably has to fold. And then you go back to before the flop. Should Fedor just move all in with the tens? We saw, but I don't like that play only because he has two covering stacks behind him, right? Bonomo's right behind him.
And if Fedor does call, he's got both of them at risk. He does make the call. And so it will be Fedor Holz with pocket tens.
What
trying to knock off
Fedor
Rick
Holz.
Solomon and Byron Kaverman.
What a flip this is. Oh my goodness.
And so now it was Byron who shoved first and then got the call from Holtz, and then Solomon shoved, and then Fedor finally called with his tens.
Fedor has won his share of these flips, especially in the one drop.
What a
Well,
moment.
he gets the double knockout here. He would take the chip lead.
Massive chip lead.
Well, Solomon has the ace and the king.
All right, who are you going with, Norman?
I'm not going with Byron, unfortunately. I feel bad for Calvin.
Who are you going with?
I'm going to go with Fedor to hold up.
Only two aces left in the deck.
I think Rick's going to hit it.
Three
All right.
kings. Here's the flop.
Oh,
Ace and a king and the
ace.
flop.
Wow. It's not over yet, folks. It's
No,
not
but
over yet. A queen or a jack. Poker players always root for like a queen or a jack in these spots.
Oh, my
to
goodness.
be fair.
Fedor made the proper call, thinking that Solomon didn't have aces.
Oh, Solomon now looking.
Now there's the queen.
Oh,
That's 4 jacks and 2 tens, 6 outs. Oh my goodness! And by the way, Kaverman needs a club. Any club except the king of clubs. Wow.
Fedor can still score a double knockout. Still a sweat on the river for everyone.
If a jack of clubs comes, I don't think anybody goes broke.
The river card is
Oh
a
my
10! Fedor Holz gets there on the river and scores the double knockout.
And then came the moment that silenced the room. Alexandros shoved with an 81% chance, completely confident in his hand. One quiet call from Fedor flipped those odds on their head and left the crowd gasping.
It's a showdown and a great spot for Colonius. He is an 81% favorite to double up here.
Poor Fedor, this might send him back to retirement.
Here comes the flop. 9 in the door.
Fedor Holz is like Nibbler from Futurama. Adorable, but he will eat you.
Colonius now needs a king. Fedor, a 91% favorite to eliminate the Greek.
And a rail is developing to see just how many people Fedor can swallow.
The turn card is a 4, so can Colonius hit a 2-outer against Fedor Holz? 5% chance of survival. No king on the river. Colonius out in fourth.
But his best bluff was still waiting. A harmless king 8 that morphed into chaos. He checked twice and then fired on the river against Sam Greenwood, playing the board like a magician and keeping his rival guessing.
That crazy amateur from Azerbaijan.
Fedor Holz on the button.
We gotta play against Fedor and he's in position. Oh, man!
Don't panic, he hasn't called yet.
Yeah.
Now he's called.
Great.
Timothy Adams is in the small blind.
And Tim Adams! Oh, man!
He calls as well. Colonius does not make this a family pot. He folds the big.
Great. Thank you.
The flop is 10-7-6. Only one overcard to Greenwood's pair, plus he has a straight draw.
Well, I like to see bet there, but Sam Greenwood's better than I am. Usually, just worse hands are gonna fold, I guess.
The action check to Fedor Holz, who bets from the button 500,000. Gets a fold from Tim Adams. He had pocket threes.
Well, we can peel, though. We could be ahead, and we've got outs for sure, even if we're behind.
There's the call, taking us to the turn, which is the 6 of spades, pairing the board, putting a potential flush draw out there. Once again, Sam has checked it to Fedor.
I think a check behind is pretty good for us.
Fedor does check behind.
I like it.
Queen of clubs on the river.
Don't love that card, but Fedor shouldn't have too many queens.
Sam checks again.
Yep, it's not a spot where we could value bet, and it looks like we are going to face a bet from Fedor.
2.1 million in the middle. Holz bets 975,000.
I thought I liked it when Fedor checked back the turn, but I guess like most movies, turns out I like the trailer more than I like the real thing. It's a really tough spot for us. I think Fedor has a 10 a lot. He's going to have king, queen, and queen jack sometimes.
Hold on a second, what is that? Looks like an IV bag.
Looks delicious. Mama. Yeah, back to the poker. Even though I'm having a hard time putting Fedor on an actual value hand, he's got fewer bluffs here than a landlocked prairie. You know, bluffs, like in the geographical sense. Read a geographical journal sometime. I think we should fold, by the way, if I haven't made that clear.
Greenwood does fold. Fedor had king 8 of diamonds. It was a bluff.
Oh my God, sick bluff, Fedor. That bluff was sicker than Linda Blair in The Exorcist. The power of Holtz compels.
2 flush draws, 1 trap. On that hearts-filled flop, he led small and checked the river to trap a Hodborokanga. Now that bait snared its victim and his chip stack surged.
Fedor Holz, ace-jack.
This kid's earned just under $20 million in his career, and by the way, he's also retired, apparently.
He raises to 225,000. And folded around to the big blind, Hodborokanga.
Oh man, it's domination nation for the Azerbaijani amateur.
Maybe now.
Kanga defends, heads up to the flop. All hearts, both players with a flush draw, Holtz with the nut flush draw.
Terrible spot for Kanga since his hand would be good here a lot.
Action check to the pre-flop aggressor, Fedor continuing for 200,000.
And Kanga's got just 20 big blinds behind. He is quickly approaching the danger zone.
He calls the c-bet. The turn card is the Queen of Hearts. This could spell doom for Kanga.
This queen is dangerous and sort of puts Kanga in a zone. I don't know, maybe the danger zone?
Okay, we get it. Holtz with the nuts. Checks back.
Ooh, surprised to see a check back.
5th heart on the board.
I think Fedor is trying to induce a bad bluff from the good amateur.
Kanga checks for a 3rd time.
I think if Fedor knew Kanga's exact hand, he probably would have double-barreled this, but he's going for the single river big barrel.
Huge bet, 1.4 million. Into a pot of less than $1 million.
Basically puts Kanga all in. He either folds and he's left with like 17 and a half bigs, or he can stick it all in and go broke.
Another day. You have the ace.
Good read.
Fedor Holz cannot be.
Even Patrick Antonius felt the heat. Fedor had flopped a club draw, then landed a covert raise on the river that hit like a punch you never saw coming.
Another mystery hand.
I mean, why not? Some of the best players in the world.
Tell you this, Fedor's the guy who's very creative. It's gonna be a good hand. I can just feel it already. Oh, good hand for Patrick, I mean, because look at that flop.
Top pair, 2nd nut flush draw. Let's make the call. Not the best turn card for Patrick, to be honest.
He's gonna be very happy to see it check through. 4 of clubs.
See how Patrick wants to proceed.
Service Patrick thinks he's got the best hand, given the turn check through. He's targeting Queen X.
I personally feel Patrick's really opened the door to get put in the bin here. Sick enough to pick up on that as well. Here it comes. I'm struggling to think of many single club combos that Fedor could have.
Ace queen, ace of clubs.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, right?
I think so. Maybe some regret with the 65k bet. Folds in. Fedor. Ace queen. Queen of clubs.
Let's go, Randy Lou, my man.
Phil Hellmuth tossed in an 8-9 offsuite and faced a silent 3-bet from Holz. The poker brat's grin vanished. Perhaps silence really was the loudest move at the table.
Okay. All right, boys, it's my turn now.
4,000.
My turn now,
Take
fellas.
me about another 2 or 3 times. I'm just gonna throw a $5,000 chip out.
I need to show the nuts 3 times, and I'll have the chip lead, right?
That's how it works. What are the blinds?
Expect to see Dan Smith
15,000, 30,000.
leveraging his stack.
These guys keep paying me off, so I don't get any respect.
We're 2 away from 600,000.
Now, one of the two of us did make a
70.
pick for who would win this event a while back.
Did you pick Dan Smith, Ali?
I can't remember. Did I?
Yeah,
Did I?
Okay, pal.
It's still early, though. I'm probably riding the broom on him. Don't want to do that.
It is still early, but here's Hellmuth once again involved.
Making it 70,000 to go against Fedor's big blind. Those blinds are at 15 and 30,000 with an ante of 4K. 8-9 offsuit for Phil.
Once again, Phil gets 3-bet.
Raise to 190,000.
He's not going to like that too much.
Notice
that was actually
Holz
Fedor's small blind.
Opening up his 3-betting range.
All right, Fedor, let's play some.
Trips for both, but only one walked away. Fedor checked trips, then let the river speak. Catch how that small decision broke Sam Greenwood's back. Those trips felt safe until Fedor let the finale unfold.
Fedor's first to act here on the button in the small blind.
They're also nearly even in skill level, and because they're poker players, they both probably think that that's incorrect.
So Fedor raises with 9-7. Greenwood defends with Queen-7.
Sam is 2 and 3 in heads-up situations. Fedor 10 and 6.
Wow, it's a 7-high flop. Top pair for both players. Greenwood with the better kicker. Fedor's going to continue. 575,000. Sam looks so serious.
I think we're mostly going to see a call here. But nope, we are seeing the rare top pair good kicker flop check raise.
1.9 million total.
And somehow Fedor's got the exact hand Sam wants him to have, a worse top pair.
Holz calls. The pot is now 4.6 million. Turn card is an ace. That could slow them both down.
Scare card.
Sam checks.
Spooked ya.
Fedor checks behind.
Spooked him too.
And Fedor gets there on the river.
OMG, run better, Fedor.
He improves to 2-pair. Greenwood has checked the action to him.
I'm going to change the G in OMG to F for Fedor because he is running like gosh.
Ooh, this is a chunky bet. 2,475,000.
Just over half pot. In general, it's really hard for this card to have helped Fedor. Sam might just grit his teeth and call.
He does call. Fedor shows the winning hand.
All the chips, one last breath. Sam Greenwood shoved 6-5 hearts and Fedor snap called. That single call cemented his place in history.
Sam has suited connectors, 6-5 of hearts.
Very likely to have live cards.
All in.
He shoves. And gets snap called by Fedor with ace-king.
Sam's not in terrible shape. The 6s and 5s are live. 3 hearts are good. 4 hearts, bad.
As things stand, Fedor Holz a 58% favorite to win this tournament. A king.
That's a good serve. Oh.
But a straight draw.
That's a well above average flop once through the king in the door.
I thought you were going to say that's well above average against me.
You don't even wait for like the second card. You just get it in the door every time.
Yeah.
Fade the door.
Oof.
More outs for Sam.
Can I get a face down?
Face down. Can I
get a face down?
Can you spin it?
Sam needs a 3 or an 8.
Did anyone fold a 3 or an 8?
The river is a queen, and Fedor Holz is the champion.
By the time he blew past $32 million, he'd shown the poker world that silence could be a weapon louder than any bet, and patience more ruthless than aggression. From underdog to titan before his 26th birthday, he rewrote what was possible with just a deck of cards.